this is how you can make a ping online staff command for your Discord.js version 14 bot. So let's go and get started. Before I show you how to do this, I'd like to say that if you'd like to get the source code from this video and other videos on my channel, you can do so by joining a channel membership or a subscription over on Discord. On YouTube, if you get the Super God or Custom Bot tier, you will get access to that source code. And on Discord, if you get the God or Custom Bot tier, you will also get access to that source code. And of course, on both platforms, if you get the Custom Bot tier, me and my team will code you a personalized custom Discord bot. If any of this is interesting to you, go ahead and click the links in the description below to get started with this, and let's go and get into the video. So we can start by going over to schemas.js, and if you don't have this set up, go ahead and set this up. Watch the MongoDB guide in the description below, otherwise this will not work for you. So you're going to want to go ahead and create a file in the schemas folder called pingstaff.js, and you're going to want to put this exact code in it. Just copy this down exactly. You're going to want to have a guild string, a role ID string, and a role name string, and make that equal to pingstaff. After doing that, we can go over to community, and we can do pingstaff.js. In here, we can do const, and we're going to get /command builder. We can get our embed builder, and we can also get our permissions bit field, and then we can do equals require, and we're going to get discord.js. Then we can do const pingstaff equals require, and we're going to get // we can get schemas, and then we can get our pingstaff file. Then we can do var timeout, and we're going to just set that to an empty array. Then we can do module.exports, we can do equals, and we're going to open this up. We can say data, and that is going to be new /command builder. We can go ahead and set a name, and this is going to be pings. We can go ahead and set a description, and this is going to be pings online staff members. Now we're going to go ahead and add a sub command. We can do command arrow function command.setName, and this is going to be staff manage. Then we can go ahead and set a description, and we can say manage the ping staff system. Then we can go ahead and add a role option, and we can do option arrow function option.setName. This is going to be role, and we can go ahead and say a description, and we can say the role you want members to be able to mention, and we can go ahead and set required and make that true. Then we can come down here, we're going to add another sub command, and we can do command arrow function command.setName, and we're going to go ahead and do staff, and then we can go ahead and set a description, and we can say pings all online staff members with a role, and we can go ahead and add a role option, and we can do option arrow function option.setName, and this is going to be role again. We can go ahead and set a description. We can say the staff role you want to ping, and we can go ahead and make that required, so set required and we'll make that true. We can add a comma, we're going to do async execute, so we can get our interaction, and then we can go ahead and open this up. Down here we can do const, we're going to get our options, then we can do equals, and we're going to get interaction. Then we can do const sub equals options to get sub command. Now we're going to go ahead and switch, and we're going to get sub, and then we can go ahead and open this up. We're going to get case, and this is going to be staff manage. Then we can go ahead and add a colon. Down here we're going to say if no interaction.member.permissions.has, and we can get permissions bit field.flags.administrator. We can go ahead and return wait interaction.reply, and we can say content, and we can say you don't have perms to manage the ping staff system, and we're going to go ahead and make informal here, so we can do informal, and we're going to set that to true. Then we can say else, and we can open this up. We're going to do const role equals options to get role, and that is going to be our role. Then we can do ping staff.create, and we can open this up. We're going to get our guild, which is going to be interaction.guild.id. We can get our role ID, which is going to be role.id. We can get our role name, which is going to be role.name. Then we can do const embed equals new embed builder, and we can go ahead and set a color, and that is going to be blue. Then we can set a description, and in here we're going to go ahead and open up the emoji bar, and I'm just going to go ahead and get the staff emoji, and we can say the ping staff system has been set up with the, and then we can open up role, and we can say role. Then after doing that, we can do await interaction.reply, and we can say embeds, and we can get our embed, and then we can set that to informal as well, because this is a private message. Then after that, we can come out of this if statement, and we can go ahead and break, and then we can do case, and this is going to be set to staff. Down here, we can do const input equals options to get role, and that is going to be role. Then we can do const id equals input.id. Then we can do const data equals await ping staff.find one, and this is going to be our role ID, which is going to be our ID variable. Then we can do if no data, we can go ahead and return await interaction.reply, and we can say content, and then we can say it looks like the ping staff system has not been enabled for your selected role, and we can go ahead and set informal to true. Then we can say else, and we're going to open this up. We can start by saying if timeout.includes, and we're going to get interaction.user.id, and we can go ahead and return wait interaction.reply. We can say content, and we can say you are on a cooldown for this command, and we can say try again later, and we're going to go ahead and set informal to true. Then we can say const members equals input.members.filter, and we can go ahead and get our member, and then we can go ahead and open this up. And here we can do const status equals member.presence, and we can do a question mark, and then we can do .status. Then we can do return, and then we can get online. We can go ahead and get D&D, and then we can do .includes, and we can do status. So basically here, these are the statuses that if the member has, we will include them in the mention or the staff ping. And if it doesn't have these statuses, so it's offline or invisible, and it's not going to be included. And then we can say if, and we're going to get members.size, and we're going to do equals 0. Then we can go ahead and open this up. We can just go ahead and await interaction.reply, and we can say contents, and we can say there is no one online with the role, and we can go ahead and get our input, and we can go ahead and make that italicized, and then we can go ahead and say try again later, and we're going to go ahead and set informal to true. Then after doing that, we can go ahead and say else, and we're going to open this up. Then down here we can do const member list equals members.map, and we can get our member, and then we can do an arrow function, and we can do member.toString, and then outside of that we can do .join. We can go ahead and open this up. We're going to do \n plus, then we can do a space. Then after that we can do const embed equals new embed builder. We can go ahead and set a color, which for me is going to be green. Then we can go ahead and set a description, and in here we can say pinged the members to assist you, and then we can say they should be with you soon. Then we can do await interaction.reply, and we can say embeds, and we can get embed, and then we can do content, and in here we can go ahead and do \arrow \arrow. We can bold this. We're going to say staff ping role alert, and we can finish that bolding. We can do \n, and we do space plus, and we're going to get member list. We can do \n space one more time. Then we can go ahead and set our timeout. So we can do timeout.push, and we're going to get interaction.user.id. Then we can go ahead and set a timeout, and we can open up this timeout here. So for the time, you can set this to however long you would like. For me, I'm just going to go ahead and set this to 60 seconds, so 1 minute. We can go ahead and put that number in here, that's 60,000. And then we can do timeout.shift. And that's pretty much all we have to do for the timeout system. And that's actually all we have to do for this entire command itself. So we can go ahead and save the file and restart the bot to test this out. Alright, so over in our Discord server, we can actually go ahead and test this out. Now, I am on a different bot here, as you can see, and the reason for that is because tutorial bot has not been approved for the presence intent, so I cannot actually use this command. And with that in mind, make sure you actually go ahead and turn on the presence intent if you want this command to work for you. But we can go ahead and do this, so we can do pings staff, and we can go ahead and get ping staff, and we can get the role, or we could get the manage. And for me, I'm just going to go ahead and manage it. So we're just going to go ahead and enable it for any one of these roles we would like. So for me, I'm just going to go ahead and do test. We'll say that's a staff role because all the bots in here have it, and we can go ahead and set that up with the test role. Now, one thing that I did not do was I did not make a delete subcommand. So you can do that if you want to delete the role from the system. All you would have to do is just make a role input, get the role, and then delete that from the schema. I did not do that, but feel free if you would like. Then we can go ahead and get pings staff, and we can go ahead and choose that role here. And as you can see, it's going to go ahead and say staff ping role alert, and it's going to go ahead and ping every single online member with that role. So we can go ahead and make this a little bit more clear here. We're going to go ahead and get ping staff, and we're going to set it up for the role that I have in the server. Now, actually, I am on a command cooldown, so I'm going to have to wait exactly 60 seconds or 1 minute before I can try this command again. So I'll just go ahead and wait, and once this is over, I'll be able to show it to you. Alright, so now that the cooldown is over, we can go ahead and get ping staff, and we can go ahead and manage it. And I'm just going to go ahead and select this, so we can go ahead and enable it here. And as you can see, it's going to go ahead and enable it. And one thing to keep in mind is I actually did try to ping the staff role before enabling it. You can immediately set another role up because the cooldown is only going to be applied if you actually ping the role. So here we can go ahead and get ping staff, we can go ahead and manage it, and we're going to get in perms role. And as you can see, I can send it within that minute. So we can actually go ahead and try to do this. So we're going to get ping staff, and we can go ahead and put in the role here. As you can see, it's going to go ahead and ping me. So we can go ahead and try this again. Now, as you can see, I've gone ahead and set my status to invisible. So that means there's nobody online with that M role. So we can do ping staff, and we can get the M role. And as you can see, it's going to say there's no one online with the M role, so try again later. Now, let's say we go ahead and try to ping staff. We do test. As you can see, it's not going to go ahead and apply that cooldown because I did not actually ping anybody. So it's only going to apply the cooldown if the command has actually been successfully executed. And we can go ahead and try one more thing. I'm just going to go ahead and do pings staff. And let's just go ahead and say we choose some random role. It's going to say that it looks like the system has not been enabled for that selected role. So that's how you can make an advanced ping staff role command for your Discord.js version 14 bot. If you need any help with this, go ahead and join the server in the description below, and we'll be happy to help you out. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.